Trusting in God is not just an act of faith, it is a daily commitment that transforms the way we face adversities. Life, with its uncertainties and challenges, can leave us vulnerable. But when we place our trust in God, we find the strength needed to face any situation. The Bible is filled with accounts that illustrate the importance of trusting in God. A striking example is the story of David. He, still young, faced Goliath, a giant who terrorized the army of Israel. David was not an experienced warrior, but his faith in God gave him courage. He said, "The Lord who delivered me from the paws of the lion and the bear, he will deliver me from the hands of this Philistine." With that confidence, David not only defeated Goliath but became a respected leader. His strength did not come from his military skill, but from his unwavering faith in God. Divine protection manifests in various ways. Throughout the day, as we face worries and anxieties, we can find comfort in prayer. Praying is more than just asking for help. It is a moment of connection where we can express our gratitude and trust. In Philippians 4:6-7, we find guidance. "Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything let your requests be made known to God by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus." This passage invites us to surrender our worries to God, allowing His peace to protect us. When we talk about strength, it is essential to recognize that we are not alone. Faith in God is like a shield that protects us from doubts and fears. Sometimes we may feel helpless facing emotional or financial storms. In those moments, it is crucial to remember that God is our rock and fortress. In Psalms 18:2 it is written, "The Lord is my rock, my fortress, and my deliverer. My God is my rock in whom I take refuge." This image of protection encourages us to seek shelter in God, knowing that He keeps us safe. The practice of gratitude also plays a vital role in this journey of faith. When we thank God for what we have, even in difficulties, our perspective changes. Instead of focusing on what we lack, we are reminded of the blessings we have already received. Jesus, before performing miracles, always gave thanks. He broke the loaves and fishes, but first He gave thanks. This attitude of gratitude is an invitation to recognize God's hand in our lives. Contemporary accounts of divine protection are abundant. Many people share experiences where they felt God's presence in critical moments. Someone may have faced an accident but came out unscathed, or after a stressful situation, found a solution that seemed impossible. These stories remind us that even when we do not see it, God is working in our favor. Faith offers us a new perspective. We are not alone, and His strength is with us every step of the way. Our daily lives, filled with obligations and challenges, often distract us from what truly matters. The daily rush can make us forget to stop, breathe, and trust. However, this act of trusting can be a powerful ally. When we wake up in the morning, we can say a small prayer, surrendering our day to God. This simple practice is a reminder that, regardless of what we will face, we have divine strength by our side. In moments of uncertainty, it is easy to be consumed by fear. But instead of allowing anxiety to dominate us, we can choose faith. Each time we encounter challenges, we can ask ourselves, how can I see this through the lens of faith? This shift in focus allows us to realize that even in difficulties, there is an opportunity for growth and learning. God's protection is not just about avoiding problems, but also about giving us the strength to overcome them. Trusting in God is not a promise that we will not face difficulties, but rather an invitation to confront those difficulties with the assurance that we are not alone. He is with us, strengthening and protecting us at every moment. This protection invites us to live with hope, knowing that in any situation, we have a safe refuge. Reflecting on God's strength and how it guards us throughout the day is a powerful exercise. By cultivating this faith, we not only find courage but also a peace that transcends circumstances. In every moment of weakness, we can look up and remember, the strength of the Creator is by our side, ready to support and protect us. Trusting in God becomes an essential pillar in times of uncertainty. When difficulties arise, it is easy to divert our gaze from what truly matters. The strength that comes from solid faith not only sustains us but also offers us a new perspective on the challenges we face. Instead of allowing ourselves to be weighed down by worries, we can lift our spirits and seek divine protection. Imagine starting the day with a grateful heart. Gratitude is a powerful practice. Before we dive into our daily tasks, dedicating a few minutes to recognize the blessings already present in our lives can completely change our state of mind. Remembering that we have a home, food on the table, and people who love us is a starting point to strengthen our trust in God. Every small joy, every smile, every simple moment deserves our gratitude. This not only fills us with positivity, but also brings us closer to the divine. When we look at the accounts of people who have experienced divine protection, we notice a pattern. Faith has always been present. Stories of overcoming, of deliverance in extreme situations, reveal how trust in God can act as a shield. The strength that manifests in these narratives is a living testimony that when we place our trust in something greater, we are empowered to face whatever comes our way. It is important to understand that this protection does not mean we will not face problems. In fact, difficult days are part of life. But the difference lies in how we deal with them. Faith offers us an anchor amid the storm. When the winds of adversity blow, we can remember that we are not alone. God's strength encourages us to move forward, even when everything seems to be crumbling. This trust allows us to view difficulties as opportunities for growth. During moments of crisis, prayer becomes a refuge. It is in this intimate dialogue that we find comfort and direction. Praying is not just asking, it is also an act of surrender. By opening our hearts, we acknowledge that we have limitations and that we need divine strength to continue. Every word spoken in prayer is a reminder that God is attentive to our needs. This regular practice not only connects us to the sacred, but also fills us with courage to face the everyday. It is interesting to note how a change in perspective can transform our reality. Instead of focusing on emptiness or lack, we can choose to see the lessons that difficulties bring. When we give thanks even in challenging situations, we activate a transformative power. Every difficulty teaches us something, shapes our character, and strengthens our faith. This does not mean ignoring the pain, but rather recognizing that there is a purpose even in difficult moments. God's strength is an invisible but tangible protection. Have you noticed how, amid crises, some people seem to have a calmness that defies logic? This tranquility comes from trusting in something greater, Believing that God is in control brings a relief that often escapes us. With this certainty, we can face the challenges of daily life with lightness, knowing that there is a plan that transcends our understanding. Walking in faith is not an act of naivety. It is a conscious choice to trust. It is understanding that even when the road is difficult and full of stones, divine protection is a shield that accompanies us. This strength gives us wings to soar above problems, even if just for a brief moment. When life pushes us down, remembering that we are guarded by a greater force helps us rise. The practice of meditation can also be an ally in this process. Setting aside time to silence the mind and listen to the inner voice can be transformative. During these moments, we can reflect on our struggles and surrender to God what burdens us. Meditation helps us access the strength that is already within us, a strength that, when nourished by faith, becomes unbeatable. Accounts of divine protection are inspiring. I know people who, in risky situations, felt a presence that guided them to safety. These experiences are not just tales, they are manifestations of God's strength in action. When we are attuned to this presence, we become more aware of the opportunities and signs that surround us. Trusting in God brings clarity to see what truly matters. Finally, faith should not being an isolated practice. Sharing experiences, testimonies, and prayers with others can strengthen this collective trust. Creating a support network where God's strength is the guiding thread brings a sense of belonging. Together, we can face life's challenges in a lighter and more conscious way, knowing that divine protection surrounds us. Trusting in God and allowing His strength to guard us throughout the day is not just an ideal. It is a daily practice, a choice that, with each dawn, invites us to start anew. Divine protection is always within our reach. We just need to open our hearts and let faith guide us. The strength of faith reveals itself in simple moments of everyday life. Upon waking, even before getting out of bed, a brief prayer can be the first step. Thank for another day, for all the opportunities that are yet to come. This practice of gratitude opens doors, and your mind begins to perceive the blessings around you, even before starting your routine. As you prepare for the day, remember to thank for your body. It is your temple, and each part of it collaborates for you to face challenges. If you have health, celebrate it. If you are dealing with some limitation, thank for the strength you have to overcome it. Faith acts as a shield, providing protection to your mind and spirit. When facing the mirror, tell yourself that, regardless of difficulties, you are under God's watch. Throughout the day, the practice of gratitude can be extended to small moments. While having lunch or sipping a cup of coffee, instead of getting distracted by work worries, focus on the small joys that this moment brings. The food that nourishes your body, the flavor that delights your palate, the pause that allows you to breathe amidst the rush. Thank for that. Faith cultivates an attentive gaze to the subtleties of life, transforming routine into a sacred space. And even in difficulties, faith can change your perspective. When something doesn't go as expected, instead of succumbing to frustration, seek a different angle. Ask yourself, what is this experience teaching me? Divine protection is not just a barrier against what is bad, but also a light that illuminates the path amidst darkness. It is this shift in focus that allows you to see what truly matters. For example, If you are facing a challenge at work, instead of feeling overwhelmed, think about the skills you are developing. Every obstacle brings with it an opportunity for growth. It is in this space that God's strength acts, transforming difficulties into lessons. Faith becomes a guide, showing that every step, even the hardest ones, is under divine protection. At night, as you prepare to sleep, take some time to reflect on the day. What did you learn? Which moments touched your heart? Thank for each of them. This practice not only reinforces faith, but also prepares your mind for restorative rest. When you trust that God guards your sleep, the quality of rest improves, and with that you rise renewed for a new day. Keep a gratitude journal. Write down the things you are grateful for daily. This is not just a writing practice, but an exercise in faith. When you revisit these notes, you will see how divine protection manifests in your life, even in the most unexpected moments. Faith and gratitude go hand in hand, and one nourishes the other. Prayers do not need to be long or formal. Sometimes a simple conversation with God during the day is enough. While walking, while waiting for transportation, or even during moments of pause at work, talk to Him. Share your worries and joys. This connection is fundamental. It is a reminder that you are not alone. When faith becomes part of your routine, it becomes a powerful force of protection and encouragement. Life is full of uncertainties. It is easy to get lost in the fear of what may happen. However, trusting in God means handing those worries over to Him. When you do this, divine strength becomes a shelter. You will be able to face challenges with more courage, knowing that there is something greater taking care of you. Faith is action. It is not just believing, but also living that belief. By acting with gratitude, by looking at the world with eyes of faith, you become an instrument of divine protection. The people around you will also feel this strength. You transform into a beacon of hope, and this light can illuminate the days of those around you. The path is not always easy, but the practice of faith and gratitude can change everything. Each dawn is a new opportunity to reaffirm your trust in God. And when you do this, the strength that comes from Him not only guards you, but also drives you to live each moment fully. Do not underestimate the power of a grateful heart. It can transform your vision, your life, and your relationships. Divine protection is real, and it manifests when you allow faith to work in you. Each day, remember, put your faith in God and let His strength guard you all day long.